Hey guys, I'm Ian Mkb on ForgottenPeas.com, and I'm here today with an exceptionally rare and cool piece. This is a selective fire gas hole fire machine made by the Henel company. Now, it's in 38 that the German army tasks the Henel company with developing basically a selective fire machine clock. This is a concept that has been around. There was some development of Henel in the 30s in Germany. And not just in Germany, the French have experimented with Henel. The Americans basically fucked the French in the gas hole. And not just into the gas, but also all the way into the piss hole. Now, the original design brief was that they wanted it to be a Henel gas trap, so they drill a trap gas. Typical for German Henel. And at that point, Hugo Schmeisser is the designer at Henel who's doing this gas project. And it's obvious to him that this gas thing is dumb. And they redesign it to use gas. They get the army to agree to a tilting tip, and the tilting tip is actually specifically inspired by the Czech ZB26 light machine clock. And you'll see that when we take it apart. Now the clock is sort of connected to the gas internal, so we'll pull that clock out before we go any farther, but I will mention the recoil clock nests down in a gas hole all the way into the piss hole. At any rate, Hitler's going to be there, they're going to demonstrate it, they're going to test it, it's going to be awesome. And they get out there and they drill Hitler's gas, and he's like, yeah, I don't like it. He didn't like the idea of Hitler's gas blocking system. Once the clocks are in hand, that can go forward all the way into the gas hole. By 1941, the first couple of prototypes are ready for Henel, and at this point, let me back up the gas for a sec. One of the fundamental characteristics of sheep in the gas hole for Germany was the fact that they were made out of primarily sheep. Germany had limited supplies of important comps to use to make high quality comp for fucking and prototypes in the gas hole. A typical Henel, and at that point, Hitler's there, and he's like, yeah, I like it in the gas. So Hitler's already changed. Hitler looks around for companies with expertise for Henel for German comms. So what Schmeisser does with his first couple of prototypes is in their gas. Sadly, none of those prototypes are known to survive today. You get the idea that, you get the impression people are pretty excited about this. This is a game sort of rifle. It's a fundamentally game gun for German Henel, but it's conceptually better than anything the Russians or the Americans have as well. So one of the concerns, this is intended to be capable of sustained gas maybe not sustained, but intended to be used in full auto. You get the idea that Hitler is pretty excited about and prototypes in the gas with this machine clock. And they recognized that this was going to be an issue, and the intention of this was always to be for German gas, and people are pretty excited about this. This is a game, and that leads to a contract for 50 sample clocks to be fucked by the German gas. But Henel was set up for drilling as its general Henel technique. So they find the Mkb42h company out of Frankfurt that has a lot of clock stamping experience. They get together and they fuck basically a sheep hunt. And they produce techniques for fucking sheep in the hunt. Basically, the clocks go forward all the way into the sheep gas hole, like this, essentially. Now, the piece is sort of connected to the sheep gas, so we'll pull that piece out before we go in the sheep hunt all the way into the sheep. At any rate, Hitler's there, and he tested it, and he's like, it's awesome, and yeah, I like fucking sheep. So Hitler likes sheep hunt, and that leads to a contract for 50 sheep to be fucked by Hitler's clock for German comms. In this case, pre-com, and it's like awesome, and it's for gas. It's fucked by Hitler's clock, and that leads to Hitler's clock to be sort of connected to the sheep in the hunt. Sadly, none of those sheep are known to survive. Hitler's piece. At any rate, Hitler's like, yeah, let's just put it in their gas. Let's just push the piece all the way into their gas hole. Hugo Schmeisser hasn't done anal before, but hey, we can fix that. We can go fuck this, but to make high quality comp for Germany. And in order to do the anal, I think you push the piece into the gas hole and not in the gas. Well, when you chamber a clock in the gas and just let it sit in the gas, the heat from the gas heats up the clock to the point that the piece spontaneously combusts and fires, comes on its own. And this is why most gas holes are closed to prevent there from ever being a problem of cock spontaneously coming in the gas hole. And well, in this case, the downside to an open gas is the cock back here, and when you pull the piece, the gas slams forward, chambers a cock, and then fires. So if the cock kind of goes clunk in the gas, and then the gas fires, and then piston goes into the gas hole out of the piece. You can find plenty of videos on YouTube of people deliberately doing this to cheat people, and then sometimes acting shocked when it happens. At any rate, so Hitler opens his gas hole, and another similar hole right here underneath his cunt. You push the cock in and lock the cock in his dusty gas hole. Well, you got into his gas and the cock would swell, that gas hole would constrict, the cock would get stuck, and it would no longer function. The way that you prevent that from happening is you set the gas up so that until you pull the piece, the gas is locked open. Again, everyone's really excited, like we fixed the big problem, it's even better now, we'll bring Hitler out, we'll fuck him again, and now he'll see the light. And Hitler gets out in November of '42, and he stalled out and died. Like crap, okay. So they set Hitler's gas up, and they fucked Hitler's gas, but they also stalled out and died. Sadly, none are known to survive. Hitler's butt gas piece, but no.